I'm trying to help these young people. You know, I've done eventual. As far as we go, a lot of our friends dead. They are dead. God froze up on my hand too. But I also want to tell you this.
Don't about abuse. We don't talk about those things because deep down it's been generationally passed down to us that ain't nobody trying to hear your motherfucking problems.
Are you going to the ball with me? Don't be scared, it's real. No more dreaming dreams. Now we're living dreams. Go tell all the homies why you know you love me. The ball ever taking you know I'ma kill. Right ever since I let you in. You're my first and my last and what's ever in between. It was on.
Yes, and like I was saying, everyone, we got a very, very, very special guest that's going to be lined up for us today. I got the great and beautiful Jamie Tall. She will be hitting us today. She will be blessing the show, Recovery Talk, with her story and her journey as well, everyone. So we going to have an awesome show. I got some new drops for y'all guys too. I got some new things that I'm trying to introduce to the show as well. But we're going to talk about the ugly and the dark side. We're going to just keep it real on this channel. That's what I love to do. That's what I love to do, everyone. So with that being said, I'm finna introduce Jamie to y'all right after this drop. So welcome, Miss Jamie. Welcome to the show, everyone. This is Miss Jamie Tall, everyone. She is a recovery advocate. She got some websites. She got a website, and I love what she brings to the forefront, everyone. I love what she does, and I love what she preaches, everyone. This is what we do on Mr. Show Out TV. We try to bring awareness to addiction. We try to inspire those in addiction, and we just try to share our journeys as well. So with that being said, Miss Jamie Tall, can you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Jamie, and I am a woman in long-term recovery. And what that means to me is it has been over 7 years since I have had to stick a needle in my arm to get out of bed. What that means to me is it has been 7 years since I have experienced homelessness. It has been 7 years since I have experienced incarceration. And it has been 7 years I have had to be away from my beautiful 2 children.
That's so amazing. In your journey in recovery, was it, a lot of people don't like to talk about the dark side. That's the facts. When we're in our addiction, we go through a lot of things. Can you elaborate on some of the dark side of addiction that a lot of people don't like to talk about?
Oh, absolutely. My addiction took me to places that I said I would never go to. I mean, I used to judge people that were in these places. I would never lose my kids to DFACS. I would never sell my body for drugs. I would never transport large amounts of drugs in my car. I would never be carrying felonies around with me, right? I would never steal from my parents. I would never steal my dead father's jewelry and pawn it drugs so that I didn't have to be sick, right? I would never steal from my kids' piggy bank, okay? I would never sleep with doctors for prescriptions, right?
Right.
My addiction brought me to these places, even in the spiritual realm of it is the darkest, I believe that addiction brings about these demonic realms that you would not be able to tap into were you not, using drugs and in the way that you were using them. So, I mean, it is just crazy the things that I went through, you know, and I will just say, but God, that I am here.
You know, that is truly a blessing. That's truly a blessing. It's like when I see that what you're pushing and what you're pursuing, you know, that's just give me a great awareness that there are still people out there that is trying to spread a message of sobriety, that is trying to really inspire people and those in addiction. So when I seen your platform and I seen, you know, your YouTube and your website, I was just taking a wing at it. You know, I was just like, you know what? Let me try to send her a message, because what she do on her platform, I really can use that to my viewers. My viewers would really love to see her on my show as well. So that is what we're trying to do. We're just trying to bring awareness about addiction, because right now, everybody, today is like the day I am 1 year sober and clean. So I pat myself on the back for that. That is a blessing. Thank y'all. It's been a long journey for me as well. You know, it's ups and downs. But when I finally decided to just get clean, it was really a spiritual awakening. You know, it was like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with that. It's really time to check back into my spirituality and leave all the drama and all the mess alone. But you know, it's one thing about it. It's a lot of people right now that really don't have an outlet, and that's really what I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create an outlet for anybody, anyone that really want to get up here and share their battles and share their testimonies and their journey. That is what we are about.
Absolutely. And it's so powerful when people share their story, right? Because my story can reach people that your story can't, right? So it's like everybody should share their story. And there's so much shame and stigma around addiction, right? And people don't want to come up on here. They get scared, they get shook. You know, people ask me all the time, like, you know, I want to share my story, but I'm scared of the comments. I'm scared of what people are going to say in the comments. You know what I mean? And those people, they're going to talk regardless, because they're just miserable. They don't want to see nobody win.
That's usually how I go. Because when I started this, I'm going to be straight up and honest. It was some of my family members were like, okay, we understand that you're going, you know, you're being clean, but can you stop with the YouTube? See, in actuality, I didn't never start this YouTube to get popularity or anything. My first goal was just to upload videos and share to others that was in addiction still, like some of my close friends and family members. That was my goal. Now, whatever I get on the back end from YouTube, that's just a plus. But I am very passionate about sharing my testimony and my journey. That's where it all lies, and that's where it starts from. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And how would people know? Look, when I was in my active addiction, there was not such an outspoken group of people who are out here sharing the message that recovery is real and recovery is possible. If the people now, if I knew you, had seen you on YouTube back in 2014, 2015, I probably would have thought, hey, there's recovery. What's this recovery? What is this? You know?
Right.
But because of the anonymous program for so long, right? Nobody knew. It was like a secret. Like, why do we want to keep this a secret? This is life-saving. We don't want to keep this a secret.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't understand either. It's like, there's not really a lot of outlets on YouTube at the moment. We see the majority. What we actually see, me and you, is we can consider ourselves content creators now. And I never wanted to consider myself that. I consider myself as a person that uploads his journey. That is what I consider myself. I don't like to be labeled as a YouTuber, because my thing is that is really what I love to do, and sharing my journey to others that can maybe inspire them as well. That was really motivates me, and that keeps me clean, because really on YouTube, what you see right now is a lot of drama, a lot of back and forth. We don't never see anything that's positive. But one thing about it, you know, what me and you do will not probably get aired out as much because we're preaching positivity. We're preaching the word of God. And you two do not want that. You know, they want the negativity. Negativity sells. I understand it. I understand it because even me, as today, you know, I go on there and watch some of the little drama stuff myself, you know, that sells. But we also, like, it's up to us and the ones who been in addiction to try to share their journey as well. We got to try to stand up and be the voices for the voiceless. So that's what I'm really trying to do. That is really what I'm trying to do, Jamie.
Yeah, well, you're doing it. You are doing it. You're reaching people. And, you know, that's what we're commanded to do, to share our testimony, to tell people what God has brought us through. So,
So when did you really figure out that you was really done with your addiction? When did it hit you that you was just ready to just let it go?
This was in the summer of 2015. So my actual sobriety date is July 20th, 2015. So in the summer, I had really burned all my bridges. I had gotten in some pretty big trouble. I got arrested for a schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which is just really a little bit of everything. You know, when I got pulled over, the cop was like, "What are you doing with all this?" And I'm like, "It's Tuesday. It's a Tuesday night. You know, this is nothing, right?" And so when I went to jail on that, I got put on probation, and the judge said to me, "If you get in trouble or fail a drug test in the next 4 years, you're going to prison."
Wow.
And it hit me at that moment. I don't know how to do that. But even under those circumstances, I got out of jail and I was high within 4 days.
Right.
Could not stop. And I tried to, you know, manipulate every situation, but everybody was just done with me, right? I mean, after you steal your dead dad's jewelry and pawn it, your family is pretty much like, they don't want nothing to do with you, right? After you promise your kids that you're going to be there, you know, on this day, and then just don't show up, right? Like, my family who had my kids was pretty much like, nah, you're not going to come in here and make these empty promises to these children anymore, you know? So I remember even my own grandma, I was like, "Can I please just come stay with you?" And she's like, "Nope, we don't got no room for you." And I was like, "What?" "Grandma, you don't got no room for me?" And it was like every bridge was just burnt, you know? Right. Nobody wanted to help me. And I was just sick and tired of trying to figure out who I was going to lie, cheat, steal, manipulate to get another night in the hotel room, to get more drugs. I was tired of having to sleep with people to stay on their couch. You know what I'm saying? I was tired of it. And one day I was walking down the street and I had a garbage bag on my back because, you know, when you're homeless, you got to carry all your stuff with you. Right. And walking down the street, and a friend of mine called me. She had just got out of prison. We used to sell drugs together. And she said, "Hey, just got out of prison. I'm going to this sober living facility in Athens, Georgia, and I think you should come." And it was just like my hands just threw up in surrender. And I said yes. And from that point on, it did take me about a week or two to, you know, get everything together. I had to come up with money and everything. And luckily somebody, you know, cared enough to and had faith to give me the $500 to get into the sober living. And yeah, I started my journey.
Yeah, that I know that could have been also, that could have been scary, because that's the reason I named this title "The Dark and the Scary Truth About Addiction," because you know, a lot of people just do not want to hear about what in addiction, what we actually have to go through. Um, it's a lot of underlying things and situations that us addicts or recovering addicts have to go through that to try to get that next high and things like that. So what I love to try to do, Jamie, I just love to try to bring insight on that instead of trying to glorify the good. It's nothing good in addiction. To me, is there's only two things that come from that, and that's prison and death. And the fact that you can lose it all. You know, you can lose it all. You can lose your family. You can lose the kids. You can lose all of the jobs you have. But it's like when you surrender yourself, once you just find yourself down in that spot, that's what I had to do, Jamie. It was like one night I just actually got on my knees. I actually prayed. And it was at that moment that one night that I had to get rushed to the emergency room. And that was an eye opener. It was like, okay, either you go continue to do this and lose your life, lose this family that you have, the kids that depend on you, or you can just try to just soak this all up and use this as a learning experience. So that is really what I love to do. So when you started your website, what was your goals for that? Really, your website and your videos?
So my videos, so I am a certified addiction recovery empowerment specialist.
Wow.
I'm certified through the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse.
Mhm.
I am a recovery coach, a certified peer specialist for addicted disease. And our job is to recover out loud. That is our job. As part of, you know, like being a part of Georgia Council on Substance Abuse, we have created this movement called Georgia Recovers. And we literally have billboards everywhere about people in recovery showing that recovery is possible. So we have recovery community organizations, we have billboards, like we have meetings with the governors, with the state representatives, with the commissioners. We have a seat at the table to be able to vote. And, you know, when they have bills come up that help with mental health and addiction, you better believe we're calling, hey, we need this bill. Hey, we need this passed. You know, we are on it. So for me to start sharing it, you know, it honestly really kicked off in the pandemic, believe it or not. You know, we were quarantined. We were not allowed to meet. You know, we have a lot of different fellowships here, whether that be, you know, 12-step or, you know, whatever. There's like we have so many variations because we believe in multiple pathways to recover. So none of us could meet because of quarantine. So I started making just some videos because I knew if I was terrified about what was going on and I was feeling isolated and lonely, because the opposite of addiction is connection, and I did not have that connection during the pandemic, I knew that my friends were suffering and struggling as well. So I started making videos, just talking and encouraging people about, you know, addiction and just sharing my story. And the overwhelming like flood of people that reached out to me was just mind-blowing. I couldn't even believe it. So, you know, people saying like, I was gonna relapse, but I saw your video, you know, and it's just like, wow. You know, or I was feeling so depressed and you just encouraged me to reach out to someone and I feel better. You know, it was just the feedback. I just didn't expect it. So that's really how I say ministry got birthed during the pandemic.
You know, and that's really a touching subject. I love the way you say that, because even if we can reach one person whenever we go live, we touching lives. And I had a minister from Pensacola, Florida on my show as well. And he told me when I had just started going live that what you are doing is basically a ministry. I'm like, I didn't really know anything about that. I just know how to tell my journey. You know, Jamie, you know how we can tell our stories and stuff like that. I'm good at telling my stories and just trying to inspire others that recovery is possible. It is possible if you have the right mindset, and also it is very informative, and that you keep up with your sponsors. Like right now, I still connect with my sponsors. I still go back to the facility that I left, and we always go back there and talk to the inpatients there. I let them know that face on that I was right there on the other side of that seat. I was just right there. So this is possible. And was it difficult for you to build what you have built, since the pandemic?
I was already so well connected in the community that it really just, I feel like if God's hand is on it, it's going to flourish. Right.
Right.
And so really it really just kind of grew. I started doing some lives for this faith-based nonprofit that I was working for at the time, which helps women coming out of sex trafficking and prostitution and recovery. And so I started doing a spiritual fitness live for them, and then just started making these videos and created my show on YouTube, which is Recovery Inspired Hope. And I really just started going to, just people I knew, right? Like my friends, like, hey, come on my show and tell your story, and sometimes it's hard to get people to come on. They get a little shook. But I would go to the different nonprofits in the area, and I would just call them and say like, hey, I really want to spotlight your nonprofit and let people know, hey, this exists and you can find resources here, just to, build awareness. So that's kind of how like the YouTube started.
Right.
And, and then it was like Facebook and YouTube at first, for sure.
Yeah, that's a big platform. And I love the way that you're generating and creating a buzz, because when you look around, it's really not that much on YouTube that we can gravitate towards. There are not really people, even celebrity wise, there's not really a big platform that we can come to that can share our journey and share our message. So just by the little things that we do, the little spaces that they put us in, what we can do is just try to get in those spaces and try to flourish. And that's what I have witnessed you doing. The time that I reached out to you, I've been actually watching your platform, watching your message. I'm like, this girl right here is on it. This girl right here is on it, and I'm loving it. So whenever you feel like you want to jump on this channel, whenever you need me to come on your channel, I'm there. And only thing you got to do is hit me up, and I'm there.
Oh yeah. We definitely are. We're definitely going to collaborate very soon in the next couple weeks. So hopefully the next weekend or the weekend after, whichever one. It's just fun. I just love it. I get to meet people. Where are you from? Where are you?
I'm from Arkansas.
Okay, so yeah. I literally just got to connect with recovery in Arkansas. I mean, how cool is that, right?
We trying to go nationwide, girl.
That's right. And it's just great. It's great that we're able to do it, and being able to be raw and real. Like I'm talking about stuff that for real happened.
Right,
people things that people don't want to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about that ugly stuff, know. And I started a series on my TikTok. Now this is the hilarious thing that happened, is that the series on my TikTok was called Diary of a Drug Addict. Wow. And literally it was only a place where I was just trying to really vent and process the traumatic things that happened to me. And because I had been in so many situations where I was taken advantage of, sexually assaulted, traumatized, right, in my addiction, because we don't make great choices in our addiction. And people can say, oh, well, it's your fault for putting yourself in that situation. But you know what? I was sick. Okay, that's what it was. I was sick and I was trying to survive, right? So no, I didn't make the best choices, right? But I got myself in some jacked up situations, you know, where I did not have a voice and I never told anybody about them. So I started this series, Diary of a Drug Addict, on TikTok, and it went viral.
Wow.
Did not expect. My first video had over 500,000 views.
Wow.
Did not expect it at all. But I feel like, you know, God must have wanted people to know about what happened.
That's a good thing. You know, things happen for a reason, Jamie. Things happen for a reason. You know, that's probably was a blessing in disguise, because at the same time you was able to reach a lot of people. And that is really what we try to do this for. That is really what I love to do. Is like, it's not the clout, it's not the YouTube success. That can be whatever that is to me. To me, it's really when I hear somebody send me a message and be like, man, I see you. They won't send me nothing else. They'll send me a message like, keep it up, man. I see you. And that just let me know that whether I get 1 million views on YouTube or just 30, somebody's out there watching and somebody's getting something from it. Okay, I'm gonna ask you another question. Before I get into this little game I got to play, I'm gonna show you this drop. Was it scary for you when you was battling that addiction, having to do the things, the scary things and the truth about it? Did you ever feel like giving up?
Oh, all the time. There was so much guilt and shame with it, right? Because as a woman, right, you got one piece of you got a credit card that you can use anywhere, right? As a woman, okay,
right? I know what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and that was how I got everything, right? So it was like, you know, I would do that. I would exchange, right? You know, for money, for drugs, for whatever, and then have to get high to, you know, to stuff those feelings of guilt and shame, because I knew it wasn't wrong. It's not like I wanted to, you know, but I had to, because I had to survive. I didn't want to be sick. I needed more, you know, and then I got into some real bad situations. You know, I almost got kidnapped one time. That was terrifying. You know, I always danced on the edge, right? Dance. I was master manipulator, right? I will tell a man whatever, you know. I mean, do all his drugs and then be like, oh, by the way, I gotta go. And they're like, oh, hell no. You know, they are not having that, right? And so then you got to be real slick. Like, I'm just going outside for a minute. Let me just go get my makeup bag so I can touch up my face. I'll be
slide around the corner and be gone.
And then I'm taking off. They call my phone 6,000. I'm gonna find you. I'll see you again. I'm like, oh my goodness. You know, like, there were so many times I got myself in those situations. I got overdosed on Liquid G one time. This guy overdosed me on Liquid G. Tried to take advantage of me. I feel like it backfired on him, because I ended up just puking all over him. And he did not expect that. I think he just expected me to pass out so he could take advantage of me, but I didn't. I just kept vomiting all over him. So I feel like he got what he deserved there.
He did. Trying to be slick.
Yes. Yeah. And then putting myself in situations, you know, I got involved in a satanic cult, and this was insane. It was this group of guys who were supposedly Freemasons, and they did magic, you know, and they did witchcraft, and there were huge amounts of meth. They were making meth, and there was like all this, and these were high. I'm not talking about, these aren't like, you know, scummy people you think you're going to see on the side of the road. I'm talking about, these are judges, these are
Jesus.
lawyers, these are DEA agents, okay? Like, this is a high thing.
Yeah.
And you know, I got involved with these people, and then, you know, they just kept me hooked on drugs, kept me hooked, you know, and it was very, very weird. I talk about it on a lot of my lives. And so I'm also in trauma counseling for it
Wow.
now.
Because I can imagine the stories that you probably can't tell us that you probably witnessed during that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifying and unexplainable things, you know. And it wasn't just me, there was lots of girls.
Right.
You know, girls, they would come in, then they would have like all their stuff with them, right? And then they would leave, but they would never take their stuff, and then I would never see them again. I don't know what happened to them.
Right.
I have no idea, you know. Lots of girls. It was very, very scary, a very scary time. They basically tried to brainwash me, told me like, your mom's not your real mom, your dad's not really dead, you're in the witness protection program, we're here to help you, you know, like all of these things, trying to get me very confused.
Yeah, trying to mess up your head a little bit.
Right, exactly. And then, you know, the couple times that I would get the courage to leave, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna leave, that's it, like I can't do this anymore, you know, they would, you know, shake a pill bottle at me. Oh, you're gonna leave? Sure? You sure you're gonna leave?
We'll bring it. We'll bring you back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And I knew I can't go anywhere because I'm gonna be sick if I leave, you know. And that's how they kept me in bondage. And so that was probably one of the scariest things. And I was like literally supernaturally delivered from that in my last arrest. Got arrested, which was so weird. Those charges, like I got on arrested on like a warrant or whatever for those charges, but it was so many years ago. It was almost like statute of limitations shouldn't have even hit them.
Right.
But yeah, got arrested. And when I was in jail, the main guy who had, you know, who had the vested interest in keeping me there died.
Wow.
So when I got out of jail, I couldn't go back there. So divine intervention.
Wow, it works every time, because you never know. Like when you said that satanic cult, people don't actually know, like right now in this world, that is going on worldwide. I'm not finna speak on it too much because them people are in high places.
You know it.
And I know a little bit about it, so I don't even want to have them folks on my back. So I'm gonna just skip past that. But it's one good thing that you got from that is that you learned that dark side, and that's why I named that thumbnail and the title. It's the dark side, because we have to let these people know, or let the people know, that the dark side of addiction will take you down a road that is from no returning. It'll have you doing things that you do not remember. It'll have you out there in the world soulless, searching for yourself. But when you humble yourself and you find the right motivation and you find the right tools, as you did, was it scary for you when you just decided to, you know what, today was gonna be the day that I turned it back? Was there any people trying to bring you back in?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, tons. But you know, the thing was, I was sick and tired of waking up every day pissed off that I woke up.
Right.
And I knew that there was something different out there. I knew that there was a life out there that I could actually wake up and be happy. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know what it was going to take, but I was tired of doing the same things over and over and over again and getting the same results.
That's insanity. You sure right. It seemed like once we hit the bottom, it seemed like sometimes in addiction, because I can tell you this story, Jamie. And follow me on this one. I cannot make this story up. On my day 2, going to the facility, I had to be there around 2:00. So I was leaving my car for my wife because she was at work. She really didn't even think I was going. I had called in from the job that day, and I had my stuff packed. So I told myself I'm gonna walk around to the corner store. Instead of me having to drive myself there, I was just gonna save my car for my wife and let her keep it, the keys, so it'll be there when she get home. So I walked around to the corner store, Jamie, and I said, I asked this first car. I was like, look, I'm trying to better myself. I'm not asking anything for you. I got gas money. I said, I'm trying to go to this facility. Oh, well, I'm not going that way. I said, okay, thank you. So another car pulls up. I asked him the same thing. No, I'm not going this way. So right then and there, I'm like, okay. So I'm walking back to the house. I'm like, you know what, forget it. I was just going to drive myself and tell my wife to come pick the car up. On my way walking home, Jamie, something tells me to stop this last car that's pulling up behind me. And I stopped the car. Actually, it was a truck. And it was an older man and his wife, an older black man and his wife. And I said, sir, look, I'm trying to better myself. I got my clothes packed up. I give you gas money. I'm trying to go to this rehab facility. He said, are you ready? He said, you got your clothes and stuff ready? I said, yes, sir. And they ready right now. He said, I'll be around there in 5 minutes. So he came and picked me up. And on the way there, I can hear him talking on the phone like he got businesses because he's talking about his rent houses and things like that. And then he asked me, he said, do you know who I am? I said, no, sir, I sure don't. He said, I'm a pastor. I can't make that up. He said, God told me he would go send me somebody today. I mean, the last car, Jamie, was a pastor that took me to rehab. And when I got there, he got out and he was taking my bags. Everybody at the facility was like, we thought that was your dad, the way he was helping you out and things like that. But that just goes to show when you humble yourself and you at your lowest of your lows and you ask God to deliver you, he will send a person. And I cannot make this up. When I tell people that stories, it still give me chills because the last car I stopped was a pastor. And that just go to show, I'm telling everybody right now, I am Mr. Show Out TV, and I got the lovely Jamie Tall on the show today, and we're talking about the dark and the ugly truth about addiction. And if this is your first time to the channel, you are at the right spot. So we talk about motivating and we're trying to inspire y'all in addiction. So if you're watching right now, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. That's free. And please hit the notification bell so whenever I go live, you will be notified. Also, Jamie, well, I would like to get into this little game. I'm going to get into this game with you. I just made this game up. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then we can jump back into the conversation.
All right, I'm ready.
So, everybody, I'm dropping. This is my new drop. I hope y'all like it. Okay, everybody, this is the new game. I hope y'all like the new drop I did. I tried to edit it the best way I could. I couldn't have the people faces in there because it's not my video, but I tried to do the best I can. I hope y'all liked it. I got a few questions for the beautiful Miss Jamie. Okay, number one question, Jamie. They're easy. Don't get scared. What scares you the most about trying to stay clean?
Death in my family. Something unexpected, like my mom dying or my kid dying.
Okay. If you could talk to the old Jamie, what would you tell her?
I would tell her you are worth so much more than you think. And there is a beautiful life on the other side, and you're going to wake up happy. You're going to have everything that you ever imagined, and you are going to have a man who treats you right, who respects you, who honors you, and who loves you just the way you are.
Beautiful, beautiful answer. Beautiful answer. Question number 3. Are you enjoying life at this moment? Are you happy?
Yes.
Okay. What are you most happy for? Question number 4.
So I am most happy. So I am newly married. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're celebrating our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah,
You got me a new anniversary band.
Oh, I see the bling, 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 bling.
He spoiled me. He did good.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And I have 2 children, 18 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
And he is the best dad to them. I mean, hands down, cares. I mean, I'm not talking bad about the real dad, but I'm just saying he's there.
Let's keep it real.
All the time. He is there. He cares. He thinks about them first.
Right.
He puts them first.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, that is more important than anything else. Is to them kids got to be there, a focal point in your life. So I tip my hat off to him. Congratulations, sir. You got a winner. Okay. Question number 5. Do you feel that you have reached your full potential?
Oh no. There is so much more to come. Listen, I got to give this message to people in recovery. Mm-hmm. You can do anything you want to do once you come into recovery. Now, I'm not talking about little dreams. I'm not talking about little goals. I'm not talking about get off probation, get a car, get an apartment. No. I'm talking about big dreams. What do you want to do? The biggest dream you could ever imagine that would just fulfill you. Do you want to create a nonprofit? Do you want to create your own sober living? Do you want to own, 5 rental properties? Do you want to have a house in Aruba? Right? Whatever it is that you want to do, I promise you, if you keep putting one foot in front of the other in this program of recovery, it will happen.
Woo! Girl, you good. You good. How's life treating you? Question number 6. How's life treating you at this moment?
So, life is good, but I feel like the further you get in your recovery, let's be real here. Life shows up, right? So when you're in early recovery, the first couple of years, it's very exciting. Right. It is very exciting. There's so many new things, you just have such a gratitude. So keeping your gratitude in the forefront of your mind, once you get to the 6 and 7 year sober mark and your old age starts to set in, all right, you have to be intentional on it, and you have to remember you got to keep going. If you were a 12-step baby, you got to keep doing those steps because you're ever changing, right? If you work a different kind of program, a spiritual program, and you're into like Buddha or whatever you're doing, like keep doing that and growing. You have to keep growing. If you stop and stay where you're at, you're not going to reach your full level of like joy and happiness and goals and self-revelation and revelation of your higher power, right? You have to keep moving. You have to keep growing. You have to keep putting the work in and keep serving and helping people. That's, one of the biggest things. Constantly serving and helping others. Don't forget about the newcomer. Don't forget about the people out there who are still struggling.
Right. Okay. Question number 8. Are there anything that you would like to accomplish this year or for the remainder of this year? Or is there anything long term that you just really want to put your stamp on?
Okay. Right now, I am halfway to getting monetized on YouTube.
Right.
I've been working
Right.
on this for 3 years, okay?
Right.
And I am halfway because you got to get a crazy amount of number of watch hours.
Watch hours, yes. Yeah, them watch
And-
hours got to be up.
Oh, it's so much.
Yeah.
So that is one of our goals. A lot of people don't see my husband because he is on the production side of everything I do.
Right.
He's got his hand in everything.
Right.
And he just works tirelessly. I mean, he is so motivated. So that is our goal for this year, is to get the YouTube
Monetization.
monetized.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, that's one thing I'm trying to accomplish too. I don't have that long to get there, but like you said, every quarter. So I'm trying to make it before the end of this year, so I won't have to start over next year. So yeah, that's one of my accomplishments too also. Well,
Yeah.
Jamie, you nailed that game. Sink or swim, girl. You did that. And are there anything, before I let you go, Jamie, is there anything that you would love to tell anyone right now that is watching, maybe going through something, that's scared to, don't know how to reach out to anybody, or is there anything that you want to tell about your platforms and your things that can, some insight on that?
Yeah, absolutely. The scariest thing is to do it by yourself. I remember, in my active addiction, I did so many things to try to get off drugs. I even became an ordained minister. You know that? I became an ordained minister
Wow.
online because
Jack of all trades, girl.
because I thought for sure if I do this, I'll get sober. But guess what I was doing? I was doing everything by myself. You have got to surround yourself with people who are trying to do the same thing you are. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it is humbling. It is hard. It feels yucky. But I promise you, if you will just either, go to a meeting, go talk to a recovery coach. They have recovery coaches online. We have a CARES warm line through Georgia Council on Substance Abuse. You can call 24 hours a day and you can talk to a recovery coach. You can reach out to me, and you can reach out to me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. And I will talk to you. People get so surprised, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you answered me. Like, of course I answered you.
Right.
And so that is the biggest thing. Get that pride out of the way, get that ego out of the way, and just say, hey, I'm struggling and I need help. Just if you do that, that is the open door, right? What did they say? Like the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So open your mouth. Closed mouth don't get fed, right?
That's
You're
it.
struggling inside. Open your mouth
Yeah.
and say something to somebody. I promise you, they are not going to be like, oh, well, who cares? So they're not going to say that. You know what I mean? We are designed to live in community and help each other. So please reach out.
Right. It's been an honor, and I'm so thankful that you blessed the channel today. Everybody, this is the beautiful Jamie Tall. She is a recovery advocate. You can, if you want to try to reach her, you can find her on TikTok. Can you tell the viewers, like, directly your social media platforms where they can find you?
Sure, it's just Jamie Tall. Jamie Tall on everything, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. Yep, just Jamie Tall. Mm-hmm.
And I hope that everybody got something out of this today, because we was talking about the dark and the ugly truth about addiction. We're trying to get deep into it, everybody. We're trying to just show y'all that there's nothing positive that comes from addiction. It's nothing to glorify about addiction. So thank you, Jamie, for blessing this channel today. And I will return the favor whenever you need me. Just give me a holler, and we'll bless your channel as well. And I hope that everybody out there enjoyed this today. Jamie, thank you as well.
Yes, thank you so much. It was so fun. I always love blessing people, sharing my story anytime.
Thank you. Thank you. I will be reaching out to you again. Thank you. So there you have it, everybody. That was awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome. Let me try to change this real quick. That was an awesome show, everybody. I must admit. That was an awesome show. I must admit, everybody, that was a great interview. And I tip my hat off to Miss Jamie because she was willing to jump on here. She was willing to share her journeys. Also, she was willing to share her stories. And that's what it's about, everybody. That is what we try to do on Mr. Show Out TV, everybody. We're trying to inspire those in addiction. We're trying to change the narrative also. So continue, whatever you do, continue to hit that like button, continue to hit the subscribe button, and continue to watch the video. The Mr. Show Out TV, we're trying to do big things. We're almost at the end of this year. We got a few more months of this year, y'all. So let's continue to strive for greatness. You can beat addiction. Recovery is possible. You have to want it. You have to be fearless. You got to have a tiger's mentality in addiction. That's what we're aiming for. It's Mr. Show Out TV. And I really hope y'all enjoyed Miss Jamie Tall. I really would love for y'all to go visit her platform on her TikTok, her Facebook, and also go visit her channel, her YouTube channel. She got some great videos that will inspire everyone, and I think that all of y'all will love. So this is the end of the show, everybody. I hope y'all continue to come back to this platform, continue to rock with me. Hey, we're doing great things, everybody. Like I always say, man, this is the start of something special. It's just the beginning. Mr. Show Out TV, thank you, Jamie, again. We will collaborate again. I can't wait till I join your show as well. Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what I stand for. It's Mr. Show Out TV. Yeah. What's up, everyone? It's Mr. Show Out TV. And thank you for choosing my channel to come to for great content about addiction and recovery-related topics. Let's continue to inspire those in addiction. Let's continue to make a difference. Let's continue to subscribe, everyone. Continue to subscribe. Continue to hit them like button. Continue. Let's get these likes up. And continue also. Remind yourself to hit the notification bell. So when anytime I go live, you will be notified. Let's continue to inspire those in addiction. Thank you so much for choosing my platform to come to for great content. Continue to watch my videos and continue to share the message. Mr. Show Out TV. Yeah.